Alright, hello everybody, this is the Boomafu here, and this is my first replay analysis of one of my ranked games. This ranked game I'm playing Ahri. It's about mid-master. I think everybody in the game is master. And I don't think there's any challengers in it, but it's pretty close. So we start off the game. I'm actually going to change a few settings. Just a little bit of light. We don't really need that many. Okay. So we're the red team. We have Double Lift on our team. Turkish Coffee. We have Bard, Callista, Ramus, and I'm playing Ahri, and then we have Caitlyn top. So obviously that's not very ideal. So you just have to keep that in mind. Our Caitlyn top doesn't have TP either, so we have to not make any TP plays. So I think we're sort of at a disadvantage since it's champion select. Originally, since the game started, I sort of wanted to go for an invade because I sort of wanted to get an early lead because we have a Caitlyn top, and you sort of need a lead if you want to win with a Caitlyn top. But we don't actually end up going for the invade. But if we did, I would end up starting Charm here. But since we're just end up watching our sides, wait. I'm the only one actually watching our sides, and he's dancing at his jungle camp. They're AFK. Double Lift's AFK. Like, they could just invade right here. Obviously, since we have True Vision right now, they're not, but they could have just invaded right here, walked up, boom, you're dead, boom, you're dead, boom, you're dead, you're at least flash or something. And that would already set us behind. That is not what we need, so I either should have told them to watch the entrances, or, I don't know, maybe stood in between the entrances. Just, if you're ever in a game, just at least watch the jungle entrances, because there's really no point not to. Alright, so we're getting to lane. I'm against Echo. Actually I'm against Rise, but his name's Echo. Looks like he put a ward there. That's interesting. Usually you put it like right here. Actually, I have this marker tool. Let's try this out. Foul! Foul! Okay, never mind. So anyways, in this lane as Ahri, I'm not actually too familiar with it. If you haven't guessed by now, I actually main Ahri. And Rise is one of the matchups that I've been seeing more lately, but I don't actually play Rise a whole ton, so I don't actually know his damage output and how he exactly works at all points in the game. So it's sort of an unknown matchup for me, but I ended up doing pretty decent this game. So I'm going to start the game off starting my Q. I just leveled my skill. It doesn't really matter too much on Ahri, but if you get invaded and you need to level your E as Ezreal, then it's worth living. Okay? Like, just don't. It's sometimes like a weird thing to do, but just like, I really wouldn't level your skill until you really need it, because there's some situations where maybe you can make a catch with the charm like at the last second before the minion spawn. I don't know. Anyway, so I just start pushing the wave with my Q. Generally as Ahri, I try to push up at least 3 or 4 waves, and then go B and try to get a Doran's ring. Don't know if I necessarily need to do that this lane. I don't think I end up doing it, but usually it's just a way where I can have a lot of mana regen and actually have some damage, which Ahri lacks pretty early on. So I'm just queuing the wave. I'm not even worrying about Rise. If you notice, he started E, so I shouldn't really stand next to my creeps. I think I already did that once. I'm just pausing it every so once in a while, just sort of talk about what's happening. I'm not gonna get too much into like me last sitting and where I'm standing, cause most of it's just sort of passive play, cause I don't really want to play too aggressive, cause they have a lot of kill potential on me. If Nidalee ganks me with a Rise Room Prison, then I'm just sort of dead. Like, I get Room Prison to a spear, I'm dead. Like, I don't even know if I could flash away. I think I just die. So anyways, around this time, the junglers usually finish their first camps and they hit like level 3. And so usually I think I ward the right side, which would be a good move here. And yes, okay, so I do ward the right side. So if contracts the jungler, Nidali. Sorry, I'm lagging a little bit. If he decided, instead of hitting level 3 and going over to his blue, he could have ganked mid. Huh, psych, not anymore. So I should know if he comes over to that side. Just get a quick auto on him, 2 autos, get the Thunderlord's proc. That was a win trade for me. Not a win trade, but like a 1 trade. So I think what's really key at this moment is that in the lane, he used his health potion. Sorry, my graphics are really low right now, but you can see the buff of his health potion going, and I still have both of mine. So I'm actually opting to not use my health potion here, because I will actually regen enough health, and I don't actually need to use my health potion. Like, I'm just not really threatened by the level 2 or about to be level 3 rise with TP. Like, he's not going to all-in me since he doesn't have Ignite, and there's not really much to be threatened by. And as I'm Ahri, like as I was saying, I have my passive, which can help me regain my HP over time, and I have my just normal health regen. Alright, so by this time, if you haven't looked at the scoreboard, almost everybody in the game, sorry for not having it organized per lane, but almost everybody in their game used their trinket ward, I think, unless it's a bug. Like, that's crazy. I think it's a bug with Spectre. Okay. Never mind. I was gonna say we all used them at the same time. What? Okay. Looks like I'm just sort of CSing. I need to be a little bit careful of Nidali because she could be finishing her other camp, and usually Nidali is really healthy when she finishes the jungle. I should actually be leaning. I should be leaning towards this side because I have the ward here. Whereas over here, oh whoa. Whereas over in this bush, I have no idea what's in there. That's a question mark. So I should honestly be playing a lot safer and just hovering towards this side. And because I know Nidali's at that side, so I don't know why I'm actually playing up into the middle of the lane. Because if a spear hits me right here, I probably have to flash. And if Ryze is good, then he could just flash root me and I'd just die. So this is actually pretty careless play by me right now. I should be over here. Standing over here, last standing over here. Alright, how much gold do I have? Around 620. Botling gets first blood, good job. So this is what I was talking about. Sometimes I go B and get my early second Dorans. I don't think I actually do. I think, well, I could stay. I don't know why. I don't actually know my reasoning for staying right here. Anyways, something important, really important just happened. Bam. Our Caitlyn top just got killed by contracts. Surprise, our Caitlyn top died. And so, immediately when that happens on my screen, unfortunately I don't have my point of view, but on my screen I'm looking top and I'm checking contracts health or Nidali's health and Riven's health to see if they can come and kill me. So, and I need to play accordingly. So what I do in a few seconds is I actually go and I ward. So this ward, you're like, wait, you didn't ward here? You don't ward here? Wait, why are you warding here? So this ward is pretty underrated, I think. You could also just place it right here or right here. But pretty much it just gives me information on when Nidali leaves our jungle. So right now I know Nidali's probably taking our red and Rammus can't do anything about it since he went bot level 3. So we're just sort of conceding this red and Rammus hopefully does that. And so now I know if Nidali comes and ganks me right here, if she goes right here, then I should be able to see her from this ward. And if she leaves through here, then I should be able to see her with that ward as well. Whereas if I put the ward in this bush, I would not be able to see if she went this way. Okay. Moving on. play button. So Nadali takes our red. I don't actually 100% know what's going on. Like, I mean, obviously here, I'm going to take off the Fog of War. Red. So Ramus is actually going back into his jungle, you know. I don't think this guy actually made his jungle, so don't give him a hard time. But he's like, oh, my red buff, it's gone. Would you look at that? Who would have thought my red buff would be gone? So, we're just sort of looking up here. I'm not paying 100% attention to Ramus because I'm trying to CS and worry about my stuff. And I'm paying attention to the ward over here to make sure if Nadali comes, I'm aware. But if you notice, Nadali actually has not left our jungle, and both, I don't know if he actually saw this or if I got vision of that, both are red and these are the Banshees or whatever are gone. So our Ramus should know that, and he should know that Nadali's probably still there. Unfortunately, he doesn't know that, but he ends up dying here. I don't react fast enough, which I don't know if it was possible for me to react fast enough here. But I should have been telling Ramus that Nadali was probably in our jungle, because obviously he did not get the memo that that was occurring. The game's already off to a splendid start. Nadali's 2-0 with 1,700 gold. Our bot lane's doing pretty good, but our Caitlyn top's not doing so hot. So right now I'm just sort of trying to, since I'm low on mana, I'm just sort of trying to sustain myself in lane by getting as much CS as possible and trying to have the best back time possible. And what I mean by having the best back time possible is where I lose the least amount of creeps and I make him lose more creeps than I lost. So right now I missed that one, but I should be able to queue those last minions and hit all of them. I used a lot of my mana in that previous trade earlier when Nadali came by after he killed Ramus, and just by using my charm and my W. And usually you don't want to do that in lane as Ahri, because your charm costs like 85 mana, I think, to do like 75 damage, whereas your Q costs 75 mana to do like 150 or something if you hit both parts. So it's just like a really inefficient use, especially your W is even more inefficient. Yeah, it's just not really an efficient use of your mana to use spells other than Q. Alright, so backing up a teeny bit, I wanted to touch a note on this is, I know Rise is low mana right now. He's around half HP. I think he has 1 potion. No, he has 0 potion. So like this would be a great time for him to go B since he just pushed it into my turn. But what I do is I kill all these creeps, and I notice he places a ward right here. Okay, that ward, if you could tell, that ward indicates that he's going B. He wants to know where I am if I go roam instead of go B, which I don't know why I would, but if he wards like that, that almost 100% means that he's going to try to go B. So what I do, instead of trying to push, since I have like very little mana, I can only Q once, and I really need 2 Qs to clear the wave fast enough. I'm going to pull the creeps to the side, and I'm going to have them hit the first 2 creeps, and so it'll actually push into my tower. So over time, the wave will actually be like right here. So if it's right here, that means I have around 3 minions. Sorry about my X's, and he has around like 10. So like, he only gets, by the time we get back to lane, he'll only get 3 and I'll get like 10. So like, that's a huge win for me. If I can get just 7 CS lead just by doing that, like that's such a small thing. But, here we're gonna watch it again. It wasn't actually a very good, I don't know the term for it, but like, pull I guess, because I wasn't able to get in front of the minions enough. But yeah, I think it still would have worked either way. But notice how I pulled them to the side, they were attacking me for a bit, and then they all attack the creeps right here. And so they should kill this creep first, and then that creep, and then snowball effect will get the numbers going for him. It actually wasn't that great of a pull, but I tried. You know, the thought's there. So he saw what I did, and he's like, I can't allow that. I am Rise. So he's like, I'm not gonna recall anymore. Some may say that he was trying to get enough for his catalyst, but I honestly think he didn't want the minions to get pulled into my tower. Because he doesn't actually end up buying a catalyst, so. Yeah, just kills top. Contracts is just killing her Caitlyn over and over again. Lovely. I'm just sort of trading, trying to CS. I'm about to hit 6, I think. Let's see, yeah, I'm about to hit 6. And Rammus is heading mid. So this is a really good time for Rammus to gank. If he can pull this off. He should actually wait. Well, that's alright. He should actually, should have waited like 2 or 3 creeps. I should have pinged him off and told him to wait. But we got Rise's flash for like literally nothing, so it was quite a good gank. It was good flash by Rise, because he probably didn't know if Rammus had flash, which he doesn't, but if Rammus flashed, then he was dead. So at this point in time, you have to consider that champions like Rise, Annie, Blitzcrank, Riven, Malphite, when they use their flash, especially you should do this on any lane opponent, but especially those champions that have like flash and then CC you and kill you, that type of champion, then you should be like keeping track of their flash constantly so that you know when they can do that to you and you know when to play safe or when you need to be on your toes for fast reactions. So right now I should be like 1050 Rise flash, copy, and then paste it whenever I need it. Alright, so then I'm just going to push up this wave. Rise does have TP, there it is. I end up missing the cannon, but it's not that big of a deal. So along with TP, along with flash, you time his TP. It's the same timer, so you could just use the same thing because they were almost the same thing. So like 1050 Rise TP / flash. And I ended up getting a Forbidden Idol and a Fiendish Codex and a pink ward. Alright, so after going B, getting those items, I'm a little bit stronger, but the main thing that I got from getting those items is a lot of CDR. Not very much mana regen from the Forbidden Idol, but just enough. And so what I'm going to be trying to do is use my ulti very effectively, because I can have it up every, 80 seconds, around there. And so that means I can make plays around the map. So right here, Rise does something pretty good, except for the only reason that he was actually able to do this is because I was letting him. Not 100%, but I missed my charm. I'm not going to say that I didn't miss my charm, but I was playing more aggressively and sort of letting myself get caught out because I knew that Rammus was ready to gank. And so he runs into me and I just sidestep his Q while continuing to auto. And what I do here is I ult and I just run behind Rammus so that he can't actually Q me. So yeah, his Q hits Rammus instead of me. I think that was a greedy play by Rise since he doesn't actually have Ignite and he's a scaling champion. He didn't actually need to do that. Anyways, Contracts killing double lift, so now Contracts is 3-0. And I'm just gonna go B after that kill, because I need to spend my money. Probably gonna get, boots, probably? Boots and a pink ward? Boots. And a health potion, okay. It's debatable if I needed a pink ward or not. I could have used it, but I could have not. So right here we see Riven just a second ago, sorry. I don't want to rewind, sometimes it makes me lag. Just a second ago, Riven was like literally in that bush and she killed our pink ward. So I should be taking note of that. That I need to be very careful, because if Rise runs at me and W's me, I might die. Surprise. No foreshadowing. So right here, I see this is around right here. I noticed something's up. Like, why is he running at me like this? I should like. I actually knew that Riven was over there, and I was like, dude, I can outplay these kids. And I was like, oh, Nidalee's there as well. I gotta get out of here. So right at this moment, I should just art away. Right here, I should art away. I had like a few I had like half a second to art away. And I could even art away again. But instead, I just, like... Oh wait, I don't have my Spirit Rush up. Crazy. I could have flashed away. Yeah, if it was R away, that would be an easy decision. I was surprised I didn't make that decision. But yeah, blowing your flash right there and dying... That is not good. That was a good roam by that Riven, but I really should have known, because I just saw her kill that pink ward. That's also another reason why it's very important that you're looking at other things besides just like your lane when you actually are running back to the base, sort of get an idea of what's happening in the game. So now our jungle loses pressure as well, he loses camps, and he's just going to sit there and wait for the Rammus, but we have outwarded. So they almost kill Rise mid, and looks like they will go in for it. It'd be really good if they could get Nidalee here. They do get the exhaust. Close. So I'm back mid. We're like all 5 mid. A ramp. But no, this is actually a pretty good roam by all of us. Not really by me, but just to take down the mid turret and allow me to roam actually a lot more. So I could just push it up, but then, which I could push up the wave really fast, and then I could go roam. Alright, so right here, I think I make a pretty bad mistake. Like, okay, so first of all, I go over here and I ward this bush. Nobody's gonna be actually coming to that bush, besides Riven, and we should know from Tribush if we see her. So what am I doing? What am I doing right now? Let's watch for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna go check out over here. Oh, never mind, I'm gonna go back. I'm like, they got MF, no problem. I don't need to head down there to help them. You know, because I could just be pushing up mid. Like, MF, like, barely lives, or I think she dies maybe. Yeah, she barely lives. Rammus barely lives, and then Nidalee gets like a triple or something. I don't know what exactly happens. But then here I am, I'm like, wait, I should have gone down there. And then I'm like, oh wait, it's too late now, I can't kill them now, I can't 1v3. I'm like, okay, goodbye. And then, bam. I'm like, oh wait, I could have gone up there. And then I'm really sad. That's one of my issues I have is roaming sometimes. It's like I think my jungler and my bot lane have it, but then they just die. So, but then like if I go down there and they actually had just killed MF and just got away, then it'd be a waste of my time. So it's like a gamble. Because I didn't know what was gonna happen. I should have just committed to one or the other. Because I either could have been pushing up mid faster, or I could have been down bot. So we're gonna rewind this a little bit. Anyway, sorry for that brief interruption. So we're gonna get back to lane after making that fail roam. And Rise is gonna be like, I'm gonna try to go in on you. I don't know why. But, so I land my charm, I do a lot of damage to him. He doesn't actually have any health potions, so that's really good for me, since he should not be able to regen enough. But at this point, he's like, Ahri charms on cooldown for 4 more seconds. As you get better and better, you sort of know the cooldowns of certain people's abilities. But, so he goes into me with his burst. It's very important right here. Right now, I get an auto right now, and I am right when I get out of the route, I'm spamming R. Like I need to get out of his way because he's gonna throw a Q. Right here, he just threw a Q, and I just went to the side. So I dodged one of his Qs, and that's I'm pretty sure, yeah, Rise maxes Q. And so that's a lot of his damage, and I just dodged it. So at this moment, he could maybe choose to leave. I think he could maybe choose to leave. I don't know if he would have made it. He probably would, since he has Flash. And instead, he continues with it, and I charm him mid-combo, I R back towards my tower to play safe. I have one more charge and I Q, but right as I Q, it somehow, I think it hit him or something. I think it hit him right as he flashed. And we're both really low, and bam, I just curved the bullet. But if you noticed, my health potion had been ticking since like near the start of the fight. So like if I hadn't used that health potion, I'd be at like 200 health right now. So that duel would have been a lot closer. So that's like the power of using a health potion during a duel. It wasn't that close, but it could have been. If I had dodged the Q with my R.